there are times when I've spoken to someone and they've spoken to me in a certain tone
Mm-hmm.
that I perceived, let's say, as an angry tone. And
Mm-hmm.
so I might be compelled to say, I noticed you were talking to me in an angry tone.
Yeah.
That's an interpretation, right?
Yes. Yes.
So the only thing I noticed is the tone of the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Any definition or judgment of that tone is my interpretation of it, whether it be, I noticed your tone was angry,
Mm-hmm.
aggressive, inconsiderate. Those are all my own
Mm-hmm.
projections
Mm-hmm.
of what actually happened. Yeah, so like another one is, for example, if someone forgot to do something, quote
Mm-hmm.
unquote forgot, right?
Mm-hmm.
To say, I noticed you forgot to close the door on your way out is also an interpretation. Maybe he intentionally left the door open when he moved
Mm-hmm.
out. So the noticing really is, I noticed the door was left open when you walked out,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
These are
Yes.
nuances and they seem so subtle, but they make such a difference
Yes.
when we have the conversation with the person because it takes the charge out of it completely.
Exactly. And we are so habitually practiced and that's why Dr. Rosenberg called it violent communication, because there is violence in that. When I keep accusing you, keep basically seeing your faults, it becomes violent because when I'm attacking, you're defending, and hence we have a war zone energy and exchange between us, because as human beings, as soon as I'm attacked, I will defend because I want to survive, right? It is true in verbal communication. It is true in physical communication and physical exchange. And it's true in energetic exchanges. So the moment you change the way you speak to me, first of all, you have to bring your awareness and go out of the war zone and into a neutrality that that space that allows you to see things. For you to I always say to people, just do the first step of this style of communication. Don't worry about the rest. Just learn and practice reporting, starting the conversation with the facts. What is going on instead of who did it? Very simple. I make it always simple because I only understand simple things. So when I think about something, I ask myself, but what took place? What is it that I want to report on? What I want to report on is the fact, exactly like what you said about communication, that our communication is not how we normally communicate. Instead of thinking Ben is angry with me or he was inappropriate with me, I can just notice that and even say that. And I say, Ben, today our communication is not how it normally is. And that's it. I leave it at that because now I'm just indicating a fact that doesn't have fault in it. There is no accusation, even though, and I always say that because I know I've heard it for 30 years. People say, but he was angry. I say, sure, he was, maybe in my evaluation. I'm no medical, professional, but what I can see is that what's taking place is not how it is. I allow you as an independent, free human being to share or not why what's going on is going on. Otherwise, when I identify it, it's not identify even, it's diagnose. We're diagnosing each other all the time, especially now with terminologies that I have. You're OCD, you're angry, you're this, you have ADHD, these are words and exchanges that cannot produce peaceful outcomes unless we really do a U-turn in the middle of them.